Welcome back to Hannity. So with the rise of radical Islam and ISIS gaining strength in the Middle East, well, the UK Prime Minister David Cameron delivered a rousing speech yesterday about Islamic extremism. President Obama, by the way, if you're watching, you might want to take some notes and learn something.
We need to confront, and I mean really confront, extremism. Take on extremism in all its forms, the violent and non-violent. For too long, we've been so frightened of causing offence that we haven't looked hard enough at what is going on. Before you know it, a young British boy, barely 17, is strapping bombs to his body and blowing himself up in Iraq. We've got to stop this at the start. Stop this seed of hatred even being planted in people's minds, let alone allowing it to grow. So let me say right here, no more passive tolerance in Britain.
Now, our President Obama, won't even utter the words radical Islam. Instead, these are the things that he says about Islam.
The United States is not and will never be at war with Islam. And I'm also proud to carry with me the goodwill of the American people and a greeting of peace from Muslim communities in my country. Assalamu alaikum. The future must not belong to those who slander the Prophet of Islam.
ISIL is not Islamic. No religion condones the killing of innocents, and the vast majority of ISIL's victims have been Muslim.
We have reaffirmed again and again that the United States is not and never will be at war with Islam. Islam teaches peace.
Here with reaction, Fox News strategic analyst Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. So they have Prime Minister Cameron, Prime Minister Netanyahu, and there you have President Pushover. What's your reaction?
Well, Prime Minister Cameron has moral courage. He's a man of character. He has integrity. And he's addressing the problem as it is, not as he wishes it were. And our president just doesn't have any of those qualities. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for Mr. Obama, too, because his legacy is going to be a disastrous one. But in the meantime, it's a great step forward that a key Western leader has said no more tolerance of intolerance. So God bless Cameron.
Yeah, I think he said the right things. What do you make of a president where here he draws a red line in Syria, and that line is crossed over, and he does nothing? He said he would do something, did nothing. Then you have Vladimir Putin says he's going to attack ISIS in Syria, and his initial attacks are nowhere near where ISIS is concentrated, but he's attacking the American-backed, the American-trained, the American-armed forces that are there to topple Assad. Is that not a proxy war against America?
Well, of course it is, Sean. But the White House just takes things day to day. They're always reacting. There's no long-term vision. There's no strategy. There's no even a tactical plan that makes sense. And so what Putin and Assad and the Iranians are doing is very, very clear. They have a series of goals, successive goals. The first one is to secure the key provinces of Syria in western and south Assad government. And to do that, they are actively trying to depopulate parts of those provinces where the Sunni Muslims live. Now, those refugees flooding into Europe, everybody say, oh, ISIS, ISIS. No, only a minority are fleeing ISIS. Most of them are young Sunni males fleeing the attacks of the Assad regime. And they are perfectly willing, Assad is perfectly willing, to depopulate vast stretches of his country just so he can control it. Then the next step, of course, is the rest of the country, while Russia, working with Iran, with Iraq, remember Iraq, they were supposed to be our guys, and with the Syrians, is building a wall of states from Iran through Iraq, through Syria and Lebanon to the Mediterranean Sea. Putin's betting on the Shias, will overshadow Israel. Netanyahu's already made his pilgrimages to Moscow. He can read the writing on the wall, overshadow the Saudis, overshadow the Gulf Emirates. Vladimir Putin is methodically upending not only the Middle East, but the world order. And our president declares victory.
It's unbelievable. All right, Ralph Peters, thank you, sir. When we come back, our Ask Sean segment is next. Did your question make the cut? Also, we need your help. A very important